Yo, what's up? I'm here, bro. How's 2026 treating you? Bad. This is this is probably one of the shittiest starts to the new year that I've had in a while. Although to be fair, I don't quite remember how I started my previous New Year's, so I suppose there's not much of a standard, but I'll put it this way. When you have wonderful family coming down on you for not having a job in a sector that they told you to do, it's great. It's really great. I'm glad New Year's Eve was tolerable. I heard you talking about the game row in your video yesterday. Sounds like you guys get along. Game row? Oh, the girl. Lol. Oh, you mean the Sarah chick, right? We got along, but we haven't talked in like years and shit. We only talked once. So like, eh. I could probably talk to her. If I ever met her again, we could probably talk for a little bit, but that's not happening. So, but yeah, we got along when we knew each other. I didn't really talk to her much. I didn't really know anybody at the time. I didn't give a shit either. I probably should have, but well, it's too late now. Grim9488 sup, homie. Yo, AZQQ. What's up, you fucker? I haven't seen you in forever on this shit. All you bastards are here now, huh? Grim's not been here for a while, too, you stupid cunt. Yeah, that's how I show affection. I swear you drown you in swear words. My favorite term used to be magnificent bastard. You should hear what I call Fred. I say a lot of wild shit. Well, not exactly that wild. I mean, I tell him stuff like, I'm going to stick a broomstick up your ass, knock out your teeth, the usual. Worst day suffering, brother. Tell my Katia fell to my casket drop. Yeah, bro. I mean, it sounds like most of you guys are living alone or on your own. And for those of you guys who are living alone, I will say that is kind of nice in a way. Or at least it must be because, you get to do what you want. You don't always have people in your ear droning about you got to do this, you got to do that. Like, you might have the landlord, right, asking about rent or whatever, or maybe whoever's responsible for the government housing project you're in, they might come by and be like, hey, you got to pay or whatever. But otherwise, you can do it. You can do what you want. You do what you like. Your life is your own. When you're like me and you're still stuck with family because you're broke as shit and you can't afford jack and you don't qualify for any disability crap, it's fucking hell. Because they will make sure that you do what they want. That's the thing. When you're surrounded by blue pillars, they will destroy you. They will fucking break the shit out of you, man. Like, it's driving me nuts. Like, these guys are fucking killing me. I mean, yeah, like, obviously they're acting in a way that fits their worldview, right? But still. Oh, I'm not alone. Well, I mean, Grim, it does. Well, okay, I don't know for sure, but Grim, isn't your mother kind of like old, so she doesn't really care what you do anymore? Like, like eventually, your folks will get old and tired and really crusty, and they'll be like, "Yeah, I don't have the energy. You're grown up. Fuck you. Do whatever." Like, is that what it's like? Because I'm pretty sure I remember you told me before, Grim, that your mom is like, kind of advanced in age. So I don't think she's only 54. Oh shit. Well then, ha. Yeah. Well, you're fucked. That's still plenty of energy. That's still plenty of energy to barge in. You're a fucking loser. You're a fucking loser. Where's your girlfriend? Where's your job? I told you to do that fucking degree. I told you to do it. I told you to do it. Fucking loser. Why are you still fucking in my house? Where's my rent money? You ungrateful little shit. I just moved back in with my folks, just like you described. They're too old to give a damn that I'm here. How old are your folks anyway? Like, are they like, you don't have to give an exact age, set my own way, but are they like in their like 60s or 70s. Grim, you nailed it, bro. That's what I'm hearing all day, man. It's not that hard to nail shit that's in your fucking face all the fucking time. I gotta get my own place ASAP. Yeah, so do I. We both do, but I'd wager it's because of lack of funds. I really have no fucking dough at all. I have a bunch of tuition debt too, which is great. I know this one guy, he had to work, he worked essentially 20 hours, well, not 20 hours a day. 12 a.m. to 6. 6 to 12. Yeah, I think he worked about 20 hours a day. So from like 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. was the only time he wasn't at work. His job started at 6, and he had to work for 16 months of fucking overtime, like 7 days a week to pay off almost 4 years of tuition. Not to mention that he was getting taxed on the money he was earning. Like, holy fuck. A lot of us do not have any cash. School's fucking expensive, and well, life isn't cheaper. This is Kanakistan, remember? You want to rent a place? Fuck no, you ain't doing that shit. Right? Fred's place is obviously a little newfangled. It's one of the newer areas, the newer apartments. You want to know what like a fucking single bedroom there costs? Like 2,500, 3,000 bucks a month. Most of us are not fucking affording that shit. Forced overtime is a tragedy. I mean, he doesn't really have much of a life anyway, so I don't think he cares. I think I just stumbled upon the best stream in the world. Bill Karmetsky 4003. Why do you think you stumbled upon the best stream in the world, mate? Early to mid 60s. Yeah. I mean, I guess people start kind of like just. I guess, yeah, people start slowing down at that age. Yeah, 2,500 a month. Yeah, I mean, again, set my own way. This is a newer area. Fred's apartment is one of the newer builds, so it kind of makes sense. But the apartments near him, like 2,500 minimum. I remember I got a deal once for like 800 a month. And I know this one guy, he's living in a house and he's supposed to be sharing it with other housemates who have, not shown up yet. I think he's also paying about 800 to 1,000 a month, but he gets a whole house to himself, like as of now. And the thing is, he's got a good deal. Like the only reason he's getting like 800 a month, 800, 850 is because he knows the people. Like the people who own the house, like he knows them. That's why he's able to only pay 800, 850 a month. If he wasn't, he'd probably be paying like 1,000 or maybe more. Now, even that, because I'm reading comments in chat, well, I'll enjoy them, I guess. Because that, it's the same thing with that, Sarah chick. Like, I think she also lives with like, I think she lives with like 6 or 7 other people in a house too. Life is expensive, bro. Life is fucking expensive. Even if you're like one of the rich folks, like it's not fucking cheap. Except for my one-itis Chloe. I think she lives in a house now as well with about 5 or 6 other people. And I'm pretty sure she's not really paying all of that herself. She lived in a dorm before this, so I mean, what do you know? She's got rich folks. She can afford it, can't she? That's what happens when you're rich. You can do whatever you want. Sorry to hear Fred is becoming more distant and lost contact with a handful of. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, especially the fact that I'm a loser and he isn't. Like he has a life, He has work. He has errands to run. He has a girlfriend to see and school to get through. He has things to do. I do not have as many things to do. So I guess it's a natural outcome, right? All your bros, right, like they get to a position in life where they don't really need you anymore, you're not kids anymore, and I guess at that point, there's not much to talk about. I mean, even with normies and blue pillows, right? Even with the average Joe and Sue, same thing for them, right? Their friends get married, or they get married, or someone moves across the country for work, and that's the end of it. Usually it's, getting married, having a kid. No, I'm not. I have to go back this month and finish in April. But Not gonna lie, whether or not I was finished with school or work, my life would be the same. Here's what would happen, right? Best case scenario, I have a job and I'm either done school or I'm going to finish it this year. I have way less tuition debt, and yeah, that's it. Oh, and I'm probably I probably would be getting charged rent, probably. So that's best case. I most likely would still not have a car. If I tried to ask for one, it would be like, no, there's no room in the driveway. You suck, no car. So yeah, that's best case. Hopefully, I can get a job in my field. Yeah, I do need the money. I'm just saying, like, I don't. Will's production. I already found my New Year's resolution. You shouldn't have made them the first fucking place. Yeah, Doom's your only hope is money maxing. Yeah, money maxing for a decent life. Yeah. Like I just don't see myself as having anything of a life for a long time. At least the next 2 or 3 years, I probably won't have a life, right? I'll be spending most of the money that I earn paying off my tuition fees, my debts, and saving up to move out, saving up for a car too, I guess. But that's a long way off, and it could take years. It probably will take years. And I get to watch everyone else hang out with their friends and see new places and actually be able to just go, wherever they want, right? Because they got a car, they can just hop in and off they go. I'll just be here watching them, which is great. And then, of course, and then that's when you start hearing, why don't you have a girlfriend, huh? Where's your friends? Where's your friends? Where'd your friends go? Why don't you talk to them anymore? What happened? Why did they leave you behind, huh? Is it because you're a loser? You're a fucking loser. All you do is work all day and come up with a cope. What kind of a fucking life is that? Huh? Why are you a failure? I didn't raise you to be a failure. That immediately you'll start hearing that shit. Just like, will you ever be fucking happy? Shut the fuck up. Good Lord. That's why you came here, The Voice. You fucking retard. Yep. Yeah. Only the pretty people get to live while us uggos rot in the shadows. Yeah, but we can't even be fucking Darth Bane, bro. Like, at least if we got to be like all juiced and shit, we got to turn into Darth Bane, get a fucking army, and just start rampaging through cities. That'd be pretty sick. It's like, hey, we're ugly, but we got an army. But no, no, just no. 0, get cash in pocket. 1, own place. 2, import women. 3, cope away from normies. Okay, you might want to cut out step 2. You're not importing nobody. Get real. You're going to be alone forever. Bane equals mustache man's top guy. No. Bane doesn't really have anything really. He isn't particularly related to Hitler in any sense. Like, as in, like, Bane's fictional and Hitler's. Don't sass me, woman. Okay, listen. If I got to be careful about this because this is still YouTube. If I ever get a chance for a one night, if I ever get the chance for a one-night encounter, I'm taking it. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Fuck it. Why not? Might never get it again. I'll never have anybody. And I go. I'm doing it. I have no shame. I'm doing it. I do it. I don't care. I do it. I sound like I'm fucking insane, but whatever. The line I would draw it at is, strippers and shit. I personally like, one, that's kind of a lot of money. They can be expensive. And two, they work in this industry and there's a possibility of certain side effects that I don't want to encounter. And three, I don't know what any of them are anyway, so like, you know, duh. Oh, I see the stream's cutting down. I guess people are getting bored or leaving or whatever. I mean, listen, when I was younger, when I was 14, right? I thought that by now I'd have achieved the normie dream, right? I'd have a woman and a car and a job and a life. You're not very smart when you're a teenager, especially not when you're 14. But, the years passed and yeah, here I am, man. 14-year-old me would kill himself if you could see me now. I can almost guarantee it. Grim has to take cry breaks in between responding. No, bro, he's not that fucking weak. He's fine. Sounds more like he's just taking a swig of a beer or two in between responding. That's my best guess. And kudos to him. I honestly wouldn't be against getting high sometime. It's just that I'd have to be alone for a while. Because, I need the high to wear off before I, came back home, and that's not possible. Honestly, like, set my own way exactly. That's what people are doing during New Year's. We are rotting in our beds or whatever. Honestly, the only comforting fact I think that I have, and I guess that applies to most of us as well, is like we were never really going to get anywhere in a way. Like if you really think about it, like a lot of you guys probably, let me guess, your family sucked. They either abused you, or they neglected you, or they didn't teach you shit, or you were just a family punching bag for jokes. Or they did the whole blue pill pressure thing, right? Which is like, why don't you have any more friends? Why are your grades so bad? Where's your job? Where's your car? Why aren't you like everybody else? Why is you fucking loser? And you're still a fucking teenager in like high school. You're just like, okay, stop. I get it. I'm trying. So I'm guessing that's what happened. No offense. Listen, if you get unlucky and you end up with a shit family, half the time you're done. You are done. Yes, divorced parents. That's that too. Divorced parents. If you get divorced parents, that's gonna screw you up, especially if you're a young kid. Like if you're older, you might kind of get it. You might be like, all right, whatever, sure. But if you're like small, then yikes. That's gonna leave a mark. Hey, Nancy Reagan just say no to drugs, and Pfizer listened. Just say no to drugs. Screw you. I'm saying yes to drugs. I don't have anything else. What's up, Trash Bandit? Yo, Marcus Burton. What's up, you bastard? Nice to see you. Everybody's here. This is fucking great. True cell trait. Yeah. Oh, snap. It's Marcus. Yep. That's him. It's the black guy. I mean, that's his profile. I'm pretty sure he isn't actually black. Just like I'm not actually a raccoon, but The soda cope isn't working anymore. I found that out too. But yeah, man, honestly, just I don't know. Actually, you know what? I might as well ask you guys. What are your other than, set my own way, you guys still talk with your family? You still live with them? You still, encounter them or what was your family like when you had to when you were still living with them, when you had to still put up with them, like I guess how badly did they suck? I guess that's a real question. Like how badly did they kick you around, because a lot of us, again, I'm guessing that our folks they didn't know any better, or they were delusional, or they just didn't fucking care. Or they were too desperate I'm frazzled and pissed all the time. So, they took it out on us. Like, what were your families like for you guys, like growing up? And if you're still with them, what are they like? Did you get the mobbing and the chopping veggies done? I don't understand what that means. I've been totally estranged from mine going well into 30 years of 100% nothing. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's no. Yeah. You are one lucky bastard. What was it like when you did have to live with them, Bill? Like, were they, the classic blue pillars, like, oh, if you just work hard, it's all gonna work out, man. You just gotta be confident, man. Why are you still such a fucking loser, man? Fuck you. Was that how they were when you were growing up? Just constant pressure and shit. I mean, I know I'm an asshole, which apparently doesn't match theirs. I mean, hey, I'm an asshole too, but half the time at home I'm pretty timid, mostly because, if I was a kid, when I was a kid, if I swore, I'd get a bitch slap across the face. Did you get the chores? Yeah, yeah, I got him. I got him done. I finished him. I mean, obviously, if I didn't get him finished, I'd have gotten my ass beat. Your mom's an alcoholic. Your dad died. He was an alcoholic. Your stepdad almost died from alcoholic withdrawals when he quit. I mean, the advantage, I guess, of having alcoholic parents is that they're so drunk half the time, they can't tell you to do anything. So you can kind of do whatever you want. The huge disadvantage is they're drunk. And if they've got a bad temper, they're coming after your sorry ass. There's diplomacy within human relations. Not quite sure what that sentence means, but all right. Okay, Bill. So yeah, sent my own way. So basically when you're growing up, I'm guessing you had to figure a lot of stuff out on your own, or maybe you I guess stayed a lot at friends' houses or some shit. Like, oh, your parents drank, you smoked dope and drank, got involved in some hideous cult, and after that I came to my senses. Okay, so set my own way and Bill. So what are you guys doing now then? Like you guys got like jobs in your own place and shit now? Is that how it's going? I mean, I think you're still living. You had to move back home, said I know that, but I imagine you got some kind of work you do. Drunk parents suck. Heard my grandfather was one of those angry drunks. Yeah, angry drunks are the worst. Like the drunks who just lay around all day and do nothing are better in the sense that they just can't control you. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But angry drunks are like, what? You're really fucked. You're gonna get some marks on your skin after. I just shit post stuff and buy and sell silver. Well, I mean, if that works for you, I guess. Hey, congratulations, man. Like, whatever floats your boat. Like, who really gives a shit, honestly? As long as you got the money to keep a roof over your head and food on your table and enough to cope, that's paradise. That's fucking heaven right there. Yan0045, welcome back, by the way. Honestly, yeah, it's I haven't seen you in a chat in a while. Exactly, yeah, exactly. Like literally. That's literally my projected future. Get a really shitty bungalow or a crappy apartment, work my job right, get a car, and then otherwise just drive around, blast music, maybe smoke some dope. If I ever start, if I ever feel like it. Drink sodas, maybe drink beer sometimes, make myself nice food, see friends when they're around, and otherwise just hang around on my own and just live. If I can get the money, get a dog. Thanks for this stream. Quite real for some folks. I mean, I kind of did this stream because, like, my folks or my family really, they're driving me fucking nuts. And I was just, this is kind of a rant and also just to see if you guys had any similar experiences. I tune in when I can. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, man, I had to navigate through life largely on my own. I'm living with my parents, and I'm drawing disability for a genetic eye condition. Oof. I got genetic eye shit too, but it's mostly just being nearsighted. I tried to wage slave in my 20s and my eyes failed me. Oh shit. So you are getting disability. Well, I mean that helps too. I mean, again, the advantage is that they're your folks now and are in their 60s. And they don't care anymore. I'm guessing your mom is still a drunk though, sense, so she really doesn't give a shit. Honestly, here's the pattern, right? Here's a pattern I've noticed. The mother gets all angry and stressed and panicky about something. She pressures the father, and the father comes down on you, right? The meme of where you piss off your dad, he like rips your soul out of your body. Like that's the pattern I've noticed, or a pattern I've noticed. Don't get a dog, G. They're castrated. You're gonna need all the spare cash and time you can get to do what? Listen, AZQQ, I don't even think I'm gonna be able to afford a fucking dog. Like that's just like it's more of a daydream than anything else. I highly doubt I will be able to afford a dog at all. And are you upset with Fred? The blank screen is El Perfecto to the subject matter. Well, I mean, I don't exactly need you guys seeing my face and my ugly ass acne scars, passing all over the internet. So that's why I got it covered. I don't trust the internet anymore. I got doxxed before on this channel, and I just haven't, I don't want to show my face ever again. So, are you upset with Fred? No, I just kind of feel like this was a natural progression, honestly. Listen, here's what's happened now, okay? It's shit, fucking nose is stuffy. I gotta mop the floor soon. In theory, I would have finished mopping the floor by now, but I'm gonna take whatever chance I can get to live stream. I have to. If I didn't have a backyard, I would never give a dog. Yeah, that's true. If I live in an apartment, if I end up living in an apartment, I'm not getting a dog. It's too much. If I end up living in a bungalow or a small house, then yeah. The only reason I would ever get a dog is honestly just as a companion to keep me company. So, because it's like if I can't get a woman, I'll substitute with a canine, right? At least with a dog, the dog's always happy to see you. A dog is a lot cheaper than a person, right? Especially if you end up having kids. And, just dogs are dumb. They don't tend to really they don't really bitch over anything. They don't really complain much unless, they're sick or you didn't feed them or give them pets or whatever. Some dogs are really clingy, obviously, but I'm just saying in general. No need for a face of this stream, that is. I'm not putting a face to this. Any man can get a woman. Silver coins work good sometimes over in Latinville. I mean, Latinville is kind of being pretty westernized as of now, and the U.S. just bombed the shit out of Venezuela, so they're probably going to start snaking their influence in there, and pretty soon that stuff's not going to work. Honestly, I think the passport bro thing is fucking overrated. A lot of nations are slowly just getting westernized as hell, and it's just like it just doesn't fucking work. Yeah, so I'm in southern U.S. Don't get me started on Trump. Listen, my opinion of Trump is this. He's nice entertainment. He's funny. And that's it. Otherwise, I think he's kind of a spoiled brat. I'm pretty sure half of his wealth came from his old man. And a lot of his fame is basically from his blustering ass personality. I think he's a false prophet in a sense. Right? Because during the election, a lot of people are like, "Oh, Trump's gonna save us, man. He's fucking Jesus, man. He's gonna make America great again, man. Oh yeah, man. It's a golden age of prosperity, man. Oh, I'm coming. Oh, Trump is so awesome. Everybody bow at his feet, And it's just like, really? Is that how it fucking works? You morons realize half the reason you're all here today suffering is because you constantly bow to the state. Is the government your daddy? Are they your mommy? Are you going to suck their wanker? Is that what you do? Is that your only purpose in life? Go to fucking work, pay the bills, don't ask questions, cheer for, I don't know, whichever one of the major two political parties that there is, even though they're the same fucking thing and they're both assholes? Is that what it is? Is that what life's supposed to fucking be? Where'd your fucking brains go? You allow this. You put up with this shit. So if the feds do something you don't like, take it. You voted it in, and even if you didn't, you're letting it happen. So suffer because you asked for it. Maybe if you didn't, things would change. But guess what? They ain't gonna. Shut your trap. Go back to work. That's all you're good for, right? That's all we're good for. We're just worker bees until they don't need us anymore and they get the robots up and running and they, just dispose of us. You're in Canada? Yes, I'm in Canada. How everything is slowly becoming homogenized. You're in Istanbul. Yep. I mean, to be fair, Turkey is in NATO and it's pretty close to Europe, and it's also a tourist destination, so I'm not terribly surprised it's being homogenized. Perhaps your media is covering for him? No. Our media, I don't pay attention to Canadian media. I don't give a shit. There are way more in Belgrade. Cats and dogs running around. Oh yeah, I think Turkey's pretty famous for that. Belgrade, that is. I do not remember what country that is. I think that is Serbia. Whenever I think of Belgrade, I just think of Yugoslavia for some reason. I don't know why, but I think that's Serbia. Belgrade, that's the capital of Serbia. Which, in the 90s did some funky shit. Hey, I like listening to your vid. Yes. Knife fan of Durin. I am Raccoon from the Lagoon. That's me. I wonder if I should play any of those. Yeah, it was the capital of Yugoslavia. Maybe I should play one of those songs. Oh, here's a funny song. Let me see if I can find it. Ukraine war. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me just. Oh man, this doesn't have the fucking lyrics. That's stupid. Ukraine braces for Putin's revenge. I don't give a shit. I want the fucking song, you ding dongs. Ukrainian forces kill Russian soldiers in ambush. Yeah. I don't give a shit. Here it is. Okay, here's the funny version. Whoa. So the song I'm about to show you guys is actually from the Yugoslav wars. It was basically, I think it was like Serbia singing to the president of Bosnia, basically saying like, "You're fucked and we're coming for your ass." So I'll show you guys real quick because I think it's kind of funny. The government doesn't give a hoot about strays. The government only cares about ensuring that it stays in power and that it draws benefits for itself, and that's really about it. That's all governments. They're all the fucking same, honestly. You might not be able to hear it, but at least you can see the lyrics. Probably not. Wait for it. We are strays. Yeah, we are. Oj, alija, liga nima babo, I tebi će leža okrenuti žmaru. Oj, aljo, primi hladan tuš, uvek ti se smije tvoj prijatelj Buš. Oj, alija, muslimanski izrode, prevešće te tuđma, ženo preko vode. Oj, aljo, male su ti meće, da si oskucana, bile bi još veće. Nema više turskih pita od bosanskog zlatnog žita. Alija, ljud si na nas strašno, što ne može Srbija prodati za brašno. Oj, aljo, šta će tebi grana, koliko volan misliš i na Ramazana. Okay, you got the idea. How much food do you need? How many Holodomor do you think you'll have? For those of you who didn't know, the Holodomor was when Stalin forcibly took grain that Ukraine had grown during the 30s, and he sold it for export for money, I think. So a lot of Ukrainians starved to death. It's dark. It's gallows humor. That's why it amuses me. Sounds clear, although the song "My Father's a War Criminal" is the most based. Yeah, that's a pretty big one. It's like, my father's a war criminal, right? No one can catch him. Come and try him if you want. It's just like, holy fuck, man, you guys are nuts. Like Balkan people are nuts, aside from hating each other and beating each other over the head with a stick, like for like the last 1,000 years. They're real great at that. I might have to end my stream soon anyway. Just to mop the floor and shit. We'll see. I'm gonna try and mop it later in the afternoon, but yeah. Huh. Well, I guess two or three people didn't like the video and they left because I got like 4 people now. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, is that actually the number of people who are still watching, or is it just like the number of people who are like still participating? I don't fucking get it personally. Yeah. See, that's the thing. Set my own way. We're strays, but we're human strays. People don't like human strays as much as they like animal strays, right? Stray cats and dogs, people take pity on them. I mean, again, depends on which country you're in, because in some countries they hit them with a stick, but over here, right, in the mind of a lot of Westerners, right, stray cats and dogs, right, people take them in, right, I was like, oh, I'm gonna give him his new forever home. They do that, and these guys get all the love and everything, and human strays are just left to rot. No one really cares. The Fed's programs only help a certain amount, and most of us just hang around on the wayside because that's really about it for us. And that's the thing too. Pets and children are the only freeloaders we will accept. Kids, fine, right? They're dumb. They don't know any better. They're still trying to figure the world out. All right, fine. Freeloading, you're letting them freeload with the anticipation that someday you'll get a return on your investment. Again, humans are a lot more transactional than they taught you in school. Pets. I understand that obviously with modern living, dogs don't have to protect the house and help in hunting, and cats don't have to keep vermin populations down. But no offense, that's kind of bullshit. Like, you raising a pet just to have it lie around and do nothing all day is crap. Especially cats, right? Fred's cats, they don't give a crap about him at all. They don't give one shit about him. They come to him meowing and all happy and affectionate when they want to eat, but otherwise they ignore his ass. I mean, I talked to him about it once, and he basically was like, "Yeah, I'm not getting any pets. Like, I don't want any cats. Probably because the cats are dicks." He's already had like 3 cats now, and like I'm pretty sure none of them like them at all. Like, every time he picked up his one cat, you could clearly tell that cat just wanted to get out of there. So, uh, I mean, like as an example, right, with a dog, you could do something like, right, you could tie like a rag around the fridge door, so you could be like, "Hey, Sparky, go get me a beer," right? And he runs to the fridge, he grabs the towel in his jaws, he opens the door, and gets you a beer. It's like, hey, at least you're still doing something. Like, if I get a dog, I'm not gonna let him just sit around all day and freeload. Like, you're doing stuff for me. You're doing stuff for me. If you don't hunt, you don't protect the house, and you don't really have to because there isn't really shit around here, then you better start doing work, son. You better start doing a chore or two, because otherwise, get the fuck out of my house. That's my opinion. I might sound harsh, but like, you're expensive. Do something. I want a return on my investment. Affection and all that shit is kind of not enough. No offense. I mean, maybe I'm too harsh on animals and stuff, but I've seen a lot of pets that just seem to do nothing, and it's like, what the fuck? Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm just too hard-hearted and too cold, Who knows? Um well, you guys went all quiet real fast. My am I losing your attention span? Cuz like, oh, pets are a lot of responsibility. Yeah, true. They are. And that's like partly my justification for getting them to like do stuff and help around the house and shit. Cause like it's like, hey, like taking care of you is pretty taxing on me. So ideally, I want to get something out of this. Might not be bad, give you something to do. Yeah. Again, the only reason I would ever consider getting a pet is genuinely just like mostly for the companionship, right? Because some little parts and part of me still wouldn't mind having someone to care about me, I guess, and someone I could care for. Just ooga booga caveman instincts kicking in. That's really all it is. But yeah, and I guess a dog would be good. Again, that's probably why I have a one-itis and why I think about girls like her and Sarah and whatever. It's just it's a nice cope. It's a nice thought to have. It'll always just be me alone against the world, a world that I increasingly don't understand and don't want to, but you just make do, right? You get over it, as they say. You have to. It usually happens at night, I'm lying in bed and I'm just like, it'd be nice to have a woman here, just to hold and fall asleep with. It'd be nice. I shouldn't talk about this stuff too much. Starting to get at me. Fuck. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't had a lot of friends in life, and they're all gone now. It's just me left in my suburb. Everyone's gone. Everybody. My family is very wonderful. All they see is how much of a loser I am, and they'll they'll make sure to let me know that every single fucking day of my life for as long as I'm stuck with them, which will probably be a while. And pretty sure I'm not really gonna make any friends at school or work, not any lasting ones. Sub fives don't tend to get along with normies very well. And obviously, as I've said before, I'm never going to have any kind of partner. I probably won't even be able to afford a pet. So that's it. That's my life. I kind of accepted it yesterday, like it's over, it's done. Gonna end up alone and tired and old. And, they'll probably find out I'm dead when I stop paying the hydro bills and I just don't respond, for the next 3 months. And they send somebody and then they realize, wow, this guy's been dead for 3 months. And that's how they'll know. And, I'll just get dumped in some common grave and that's the end of it. Watch my friends move on. They'll get married. They'll have kids. Then we'll talk even less and it'll just be me driving around my car, just remembering the days when they used to be around and I used to be alive. Yeah, never had a chance. Sounds like torture. Yeah. You see her every day, you know about her life, and you are part of it. No. I started looking at my one-itis on LinkedIn. Ha! Yeah, I looked too. Worst cope is one-itis. Having one-itis at work or school is a death sentence. Yeah. Well, this is a nice stream. This is the longest stream I've ever done. Gentlemen, thank you for attending. I must go now. You guys made my day. You really did. Yeah. See you guys. Really, thank you for this. Peace, boys.